I'm Natalie Phillips, and I'm a professor in the English department at MSU. I do work in history of mind in the 18th century, particularly work on attention and distraction, and then also new work in literary neuroscience. And I'm a co-founder and co-lead of the Digital Humanities and Literary Cognition Lab at MSU. When I first arrived, I didn't actually even know very much about the Honors College, and I'd been assigned an English honors course. Only I now know that because I didn't know what the 492H stood for. But it was absolutely fabulous, and I ended up doing an interdisciplinary course it's called Cognitive Science and the Literary History of Mind. And so because of that, it ended up being advertised not only the Honors College and in English, but also at Lyman Briggs and across a number of colleges at MSU. So we ended up getting this amazing group of students together. And there were triple majors in literature, neuroscience, and biology, people working in forestry and anthropology, English majors, psychology, students, I think someone in applied mathematics. And the resulting conversations were absolutely phenomenal. At that point, I was actually flying back and forth to Stanford to conduct an experiment, one of the first experiments in the neuroscience of reading and literary neuroscience, having students read Jane Austen inside a brain scanner inside of an MRI. And at the end of that class, 3 or even 4 of the students from that class volunteered, approached me and said they wanted to join the lab if it was emerging, and actually became crucial parts to building it and bringing it to life. I also have a PA from the Honors College, Katie Grimes, and I've worked with 2 honor students at least on honors theses. But Katie and Savannah, a student that I'll be working on an honors thesis with, have been absolutely outstanding and crucial to my book work as well, which is research in 18th century history of distraction, attention and distraction, sort of the historical side of this work in literature and cognition. I create sort of really unusually interdisciplinary classes on purpose. And my goal is to challenge them in every way. And so often we'll have an 18th century novel, a secondary reading on the history of curiosity, a sort of brain image, like anatomical engraving of the brain from 1680s, and something from PubMed in modern neuroscience. And they're often reading these together and looking at sort of the connections and changes across all of them. And one of my goals is to actually have them leave with a real sense of their ability to move between these sort of disciplines and be able to make these connections and make contributions at a really ground level to really cutting edge work across the field, that they kind of, as undergraduates, really dig in and contribute something that's going to be lasting.
And the reason I find it so strange that I didn't know what the H stands for in honors is that since that first class, I've worked with over 30 students from the Honors College, and I think that's a low estimate. And it's become such a deep and valuable part of my life at MSU that I actually can't imagine being here without them. Moreover, I now know that one of the points of the Honors College is to stretch you beyond your comfort zone, and to help you realize how many truly unexpected things you can achieve at MSU. And perhaps most importantly, to stretch you beyond your own field